This is one of those videos in which I lay out a bunch of books and think, man, wouldn't it be nice if I had the time someday to, I've read about abstract algebra, I know a little bit about it, I've read about some other subjects, and I have the time. I just want to figure out if how good Lang is and how much content there is to his algebra content, because he wrote so many books. And unfortunately, in my case, I had a first bad experience, if you will, with linear algebra, just because when I kept looking in it, I wouldn't find things that I was looking for. But again, it's just my own ignorance, perhaps. So I should give respect to the master. And I think this is what this video is about. I talked a little bit about Lang's algebra book, undergraduate algebra book, in a recent video. And I did it a disservice by not talking about it enough. And this is why I'm making this video. Also, I mentioned in that video that this book does not have modules, and I'm wrong. I was wrong. It does have modules. It's just a brief book. It reads like a lectures book. But of course, it's written by a master, so it's got to be good. And I think there's an answer book for it from Shakarshi from Princeton. So I'm going to talk about the book briefly and then just put it in context with all these other books that I have here, including what I think is the book that I really want to do someday for sure, SL2R. Yeah. So as always, I'm going to stop for you to be able to read the beginning material at your own pace. I think I should zoom in a little more. Yeah, just at the abstract algebra. The big one, the big book is big, and these are smaller. Yeah, so it's got number systems, a little bit of number theory, groups, rings, polynomials, vector spaces, and modules. There they are. However, briefly discussed in comparison to other books, field theory, finite fields, and then something that I think is unique to this book, which I find interesting, now that I can say more about it, and I should, is something that he mentions in the foreword about linking algebra and analysis. And so it's really interesting that he does that at the very end with cardinal numbers, with the construction of the real numbers. He leaves that to the end of the book. I find that interesting. And I do look forward to someday reading at least that content. I mean, the book's got what any other abstract algebra book would have. It's just that in my own bias, it just doesn't have all the words that a baby like me would want. It does have exercises, but also I would have liked it to have had more and some answers in the back. Yeah, that's just my thing. That really is just my thing. And this specific copy is a little written up, but I don't mind that. I got it for a good price. And it's still readable. Yeah, not that many exercises to this book. And just not enough baby words. So I think it would be a much better book for a regular course with a faculty member who would lecture on it and maybe even have like a TA, teaching assistant. I don't know if they do that for junior level, senior level math courses. Maybe they're usually small, so they don't have that. But I would definitely have to have somebody else to go along with the book. In the case of some of the other books that I have, they have so many words and so many explanations that almost, not completely, makes up for the fact that I'm just winging it by myself. I remember partial fractions from number theory. Yeah, so it does have modules. I was just wrong when I said that. Linear algebra content from the context of an abstract algebra book. And then there you have it, modules. Yeah, the book doesn't have any applications. It's just a straight up abstract algebra book. And then, of course, yeah, I would do it with linear algebra first. And I don't know how much I don't know how it's going to play out for me. It's so early that I cannot tell how it's going to be to go into the later material. This gigantic book. Not only is it bigger in size, but yeah, it's pretty thick. Well, actually, it's the same size. It is the same size. No, it's not bigger. Anyways, yeah, look at all the other books that Lang published. That's a whole bunch of advanced books. Yeah, this is a massive book. Actually, I'll stop here. I'll make a video about this book someday when I know more, but it doesn't hurt while we are here along this trip for me to put this here so you can read. Yeah, see, he mentions undergraduate algebra, linear algebra is the background for this book. And I guess it's big enough that some people would call it a reference, but I'm going to show the table of contents. Groups, rings, modules, polynomials. Linear algebra and representations. Bilinear forms. Semi-simple. Yeah, a monster of a book. Yeah. And again, I'm not going to show any more of it, but yeah, big book. And then, of course, someday, SL2R. Which I guess is the whole book about a specific group. And you can pause it and read this material. (1974). That must be 50 years ago, 51 years ago. And here's the table of contents. I'm not even going to read it because at my level, I don't understand any of this stuff. But in case you're interested in this book, here it is for you to take a look. Yeah. So someday,